Howdy folks, this is Checkers, and this of course is Fallout 76, and we are here today to talk about how to move your camp in Fallout 76. What happens when you move your camp in Fallout 76? Now previously I've tried to answer this in separate videos, but I think I may have been causing more confusion than I intended, so we're going to take this step by step. First step. How do you move your camp? Open your Pip-Boy. Look at the very bottom of the screen. First option is Move Camp. You can press the letter Z on PC or click on it. You may have a different button on consoles. So if you click on it or press the appropriate button or key, you will get this green ghosted outline of your camp. It will be green unless it's somewhere you can't put it, in which case it should turn red. There are some places in the world, like points of interest, cities, important structures, where you cannot build. Those will also turn it red. To move your camp, you then place it down. But before we do that, we are going to tab to cancel and go back to my camp. Because when you move your camp, it does not magically rebuild your structures. It does magically make them disappear, however. So, in order to save our structures, we want to go into build mode. And you see at the top there, we have recent, stored, and blueprints. Stored and blueprints are the ones we really want to pay attention to. And on the very far right, underneath crafting, is the budget of our overall camp. Now, we're going to press tab to get out of build mode, and we want to look at our blueprints. So I'm going to move over to blueprints using the C key on my PC keyboard, and then press the down key, and we can see that I have already blueprinted all of my buildings. But I am going to now delete them so that we can do this all over and take a look at how it's done. Also, if you want to know how to delete a blueprint, look down at the bottom again at our options. The second one from the left is delete blueprint. We press the R key or your key on console and then select yes, and we can delete our blueprints one by one. Now, we have no blueprints at all, so what we want to do is look at our structures, and here we have what is for me my armor, arms, and ammo. So we will press tab again, so we're not building, we're not in one of the selections, we're at the top of the building menu. Now we look at an object. I like looking at the floor. Press and hold the enter key on PC. It will turn blue. When you let go of the enter key, it will turn gray, a kind of gray ghosted outline. If you want to add individual objects, you can try that by pressing the second option from the bottom left, which is grow selection, and the C key. However, as you can see, we got a few extra pieces with that. It's not very selective. Now, to get the entire structure, we look at more of the structure and press the Z key for the first option, select structure. It will ghost the entire structure, unless it's too big. Now, it looks like we don't have that back wall, but if we go around the structure to the back, we can see that it's ghosted from the outside. From here, we can just press the R key, which is the second option from the right this time, to create blueprint. We come to an empty slot or collect new, and we enter the name, so we'll call it armor, arms, and ammo. Okay, and now if we just press down from blueprints, we once again have this structure blueprinted. We press tab again, so we're at the top of the building menu, and I just mean the top level, not like at the physical top. Okay, we look at this smaller structure, which is my power armor station structure. Look at the floor, hold the enter key once more and highlight that. Press Z to grab the entire one by one structure. Press R again to create a blueprint, and then call it PA for power armor. And finally, I have one more structure. They look like they're connected, but they are not. This is my chem and cooking station. Look at the floor, press and hold the enter key to highlight, press Z to get the entire structure, and then R to create blueprint, and name it Cooking and Chems. Okay, now I did not blueprint this water pump. It is not attached to anything. I mean, you could, but there wouldn't be much point to it, because in theory what should happen is when we move the camp, that should go into the stored tab. So let's step out into the rain, hit exit to, or escape to exit out of build mode, and open up our Pip-Boy. Click on move camp at the bottom, pay the 40 caps, and move our camp object here. Now, if we look behind us, my camp is gone, but the structures are not just here. We need to put them back out. So we need to go into build mode by pressing and holding the V key or middle mouse button on PC. I don't actually know what the keys are or the buttons are on console. I'm sorry. I don't actually have any consoles. I'd like to, but I don't. Anyway, this is my armor, arms, and ammo structure. So this is a blueprint though, and you can see it's the right thing, but if you look on the right hand side of the screen just under crafting there, it shows us what we need to build this blueprint. Now, blueprints are cookie cutters without ingredients. They're cookie cutters without the cookies. They're a template. They're something you can build again. So if you wanted to build, say, a tower with turrets and you wanted to build 4 of them, you could build one, blueprint it, and then use the blueprint to build 3 more. What the blueprint does for us, however, if we move to the left using the Z key and go to stored, is give us 3 blueprints stored. So looking at the far left of the screen, that column, we see 3 icons at the top there. One is a blueprint with a camp object. Well, the first 3 are a blueprint with the camp literally in front of it. Below that we have individual objects that have been stored. And if we look in the far right of the screen underneath crafting, we have our camp budget, which is 64% filled just by stored items. So we look here at our power armor station, and we can say put this right here, and Fallout 76 will think about it. Now, that did not cost us any ingredients that we had not already used. If we had used the blueprint to do that, we would have needed 12 aluminum, 4 ceramic, 3 circuitry, 8 concrete, 5 copper, 6 fiberglass, 6 gears, and 1 glass. But we go back to the stored tab, we revolve this structure until we see that it is cooking and chems, and we can put it right next to it. We can put it anywhere that it's green, so it can be close, not necessarily attached, but it could be if you can get it to work. And then press enter, and Fallout 76 will think about it once more. We have 1 blueprint left. That is the arms, armor, and ammo, and we can put that right here. And we hit tab to go out of build mode, and we have successfully moved our camp structures intact. And if we look under stored again, we can go down to the water pump and find that it moved as well. Now, this is not true for everyone. Some people are having problems with items not getting stored, with items being stored in the stored tab and being locked there and being unable to get them out. I believe Bethesda has fixed the issue with trying to place down objects and having them float in the air. At least that's what the patch notes said, I believe. But whether you want to trust that or not is entirely up to you. By the time you see this video, maybe they will have fixed it in a future patch. I don't honestly know. But at the moment, my personal advice to someone is that camps are more sandcastles than they are settlements. They are not the very static, very safe settlements of Fallout 4, where you can build a thing and have a fair degree of reason to believe that it will be there the next time you come back. Sometimes that's true for Fallout 76, and sometimes it's not, and sometimes that varies from person to person. So my advice is to build modularly, build in small unit structures that are easier to move, easier to manipulate. That way you can save yourself a lot of heartbreak. But if you want to build big, build big. Just remember, you may be building a sandcastle, not a settlement. Now, one more thing I'd like to mention. Many people think that you really need to build a stash box in order to stash things in your camp. That's not exactly true. Because if we exit out of build mode and come over to the camp object itself, this is a stash box. It holds all of your stash. So you don't actually need the stash box object. And if you go back into build mode, you don't need to leave the camp just sitting out there. You can walk up to it, press enter on PC, pick it up. You can't move it outside the circle. It'll turn red, so you can't just move across the map a few feet at a time, but you can put it in one of your structures in an out-of-the-way place, or a place that you are likely to want to access your stash, and there it is, ready for your convenience. Alrighty folks, I hope this has answered more questions about how to move your camp, what happens when you build your camp, how to blueprint, and why you would want to blueprint your camp, and even a little bonus of how your camp object can actually be a stash box for you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I, or perhaps one of our lovely viewers, will do their best to answer you. And if I can, or if it's something more complex, I may even try and make a video. Yeah. Most of all, I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you found the video informative and maybe even just a little entertaining. I would like to invite you to subscribe. Thank you kindly if you are already subscribed. I'd also like to invite you to like and share if you so desire. Most of all, though, I would like to ask you to please take care.